Number 2, our ATM is ATM. Charles Huckabee. That's my second one. Charles is past president. He joined Winter Park Toastmasters in 1995, so he's been around the block a couple times. Charles is a financial advisor and has been since 1986. So Charles is giving an out-of-the-manual speech today entitled, Run for the Hills. Let's welcome Charles Huckabee.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning, Charlie.
Virus batters economy. Why worry about losing your job when we're all going to be dead in a week? You know, 1986, I was licensed in the securities business in December. The market crashed in 87 of October, went down 25% in a day. I had a handful of clients that really didn't care, and I went to play golf. The next day I came in, the phones were dead, there was absolutely nothing going on, and it was a scary place to be. People were walking around talking and mumbling. I mean, it was like a morgue. Fast forward, I survived. Fast forward, 1993, worst bond market in history. 2 months before, I just landed a $90 million account. It was a bond account, and it was money from one of the local counties here that they needed for a road project, and they couldn't lose any money. They needed that money. It was a bond issue. So, needless to say, that was a scary time. Survived that. In 1998, Russia defaulted on its treasuries. The largest hedge fund in the world took down the global banking community. Everything, pandemonium set in. People were walking around wondering if they're going to have a job the next day. Within a week, things were back to normal. The tech crash in 2000 and 2001, the market went down 25% one year, 20% the next year. We're all going to die. Nobody's going to retire. We're all going to go bankrupt. The country is doomed. Capitalism's over. 2008, the banks globally collapsed. This time they're zeroed out. They have negative net worths into the trillions and trillions of dollars. This is not a good thing. I'm just saying that it was dark and gloomy in October of 08. Everybody remembers that?
Yeah.
Whether you're working or not, I mean, things were done, kaput. Well, here we are, 10 years later. The market's at all-time highs. The coronavirus and Saudi Arabia and Russia have a price war, and oil's going to zero. Good. I just paid $1.99 at Costco the other day per gallon. Yeah, baby. Will we get a mulligan from this? Maybe, maybe not. So, when I first got into business, I had an old client. This guy was in his 80s. He was a salesman for AMF. He set up bowling alleys. He got a job right after World War II. Bowling was just becoming, America was getting wealthier. We had leisure time and leisure activities. So bowling was taking off. So he went around the country showing people how to start bowling alleys. It was a franchise operation. And this guy was very calm, very pragmatic, and he called me probably about 2 months after the banks collapsed, and Bank of America was at 50 cents, Citigroup was at $2.50, BB&T, these things were priced like they're going out of business. He said, Charlie, I'm going to buy some bank stocks. I said, great. So he bought 3,000 shares of Bank of America, he bought 4,000 shares of BB&T, he bought thousands more shares of a couple other banks. And his $50,000 investment within 2 years was worth about $350,000. So the coronavirus Obviously, this is a weapons-grade virus. I have my own suspicions about that. But this has caused, pandemonium. Disneyland shutting down. No travel to Europe. Italy's not letting anybody out of their house. My oldest daughter lives in Spain, and I texted her 2 days ago and said, "What's it like over there?" And she goes, "Well, I'm not working for 2 weeks because, there's quarantine and nobody's going outside." And that's in Spain. The government of Spain hasn't said, anything to the, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is just a kind of a public moratorium. Everybody's giving the handshake. So my point is that if I have a point, maybe I might need a mulligan for this speech, is watching the news, reading the newspaper, is probably, it's sensational. Keep in mind, they want to sell advertising. Our eyeballs on that screen make them a lot of money. When we pay that cable bill every month, yeah, it goes to the sports teams we like, but it also makes them a lot of money. Is it helping us? Is it bringing anything to our life? Probably not. Is watching Facebook and somebody posting stupid political comments or other things about pandemonium and we're all going to die of the coronavirus healthy and helpful to us in our daily lives? Probably not. So in all of this, I look back at the 30-something years that I've spent in a very volatile world as far as watching emotions on a computer screen. When you're, as an example, contrast that with real estate, you don't get to watch the value of your house on a computer screen every day, so you really don't care. You go to work, you don't worry about it. Make your mortgage payment. But when you watch your 401k go down 30%, you're gonna go broke. Well, your emotions get, and then you watch the TV, and then you're gonna die in a week. You can't go to Disneyland. You can't shake anybody's hand. You can't go out of the... it's crazy. So, for me, fast forwarding to today, I look around, and I knew this was going to happen. I've known it for a while because of what's happening in the world around us, but I didn't know it was going to happen this way. It never happens the way you think it's going to happen, but it does happen. So, if I had, looking back and listening to old clients and watching what they do and how they act, turn off the TV, don't pay attention to the newspapers, the headlines, and don't get on social media. So cut your cable, get off Facebook and all this other insanity that has been occupying our lives, and it is pure insanity. And it's time for me to sit down. Thank you very much.
A lot of good questions in that speech. What was the point? That is a good question.